Okay, welcome to Black Cats Chat, the live stream preview of today's match versus Fulham, which kicks off in about an hour and 10 minutes time. Today we've got Gavin Frater from SAFC NASA, originally from Peterlee in County Durham. He's up early this morning, he's in Florida, USA. Gavin, morning to you, mate, how are you?
I'm good, mate, how are you?
I wasn't very enthusiastic, was it not?
He's all right. He's all right. Yeah, right. Sure. Sorry.
Sean would like that. Anyway, and our other guest is Paul Gardner, who's got his camera knocked off because he must be having a fag. I thought you'd be having a fag. He's in Thailand. Paul, how are you, mate?
I got a bit of a cold, mate. Got a bit of a cold there. That's the thing going on in Thailand at the moment. It's bloody cold. I'm all right though. Other than that, I'm on. Oh god, it's like 10 days. And now we've got the coughing and the coughing, the coughing and the coughing and the coughing. But yeah, other than that,
it's late, quite late then. Evening, was it 9 o'clock?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock, and you got your
sang song.
Well, listen, we'll start off with the team news. Gav, the team news is in. It's Robin Roofs in goal, Trey Hume, Mukiele, Ballard, Trauder, Reynildo, Xhaka, Sadiki, Lafi, Traore, Isidore. So it's basically the same as what we've been doing recently. Thoughts on that? Is it going to be the back five again then?
Yeah, I think it's a bit defensive. Fulham are not exactly Arsenal or Chelsea. I think I would like to see us go a little bit more aggressive on this one.
Yeah, he is very cautious, isn't it, Paul? That I mean, against Arsenal, you can understand why he would do that. He would play that formation, but against Fulham, a team that's won one game in 6, what do you think?
Right, Hume, Mukiele left back, Ballard left-sided centre back.
Mukiele,
right back.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. He's got Hume and Mukiele there, isn't he? So right-sided centre back, Ballard, Gertrude. Oh, Renildo. Right, yeah, back five. What's that? So it's a 5-4-1?
Yeah, it looks like a 5-4-1, but I think the way that Ronaldo and Hume play, they'll push up as wing backs when we're in possession and kind of pull back and add to the defensive cover on the way back. I'm looking at this Fulham team, and I just don't see the threat that would justify 5 at the back. Now, I might be wrong. We might get turned over, but I think I would like to have seen us with another attacking midfielder in there.
Well, I mean, the thing is with Hume is that he starts right back, doesn't he, or right wing back, but then we do kind of switch between like a back five, don't we? When we defend, but then it's like a back four when we're attacking. So Alderete.
Well, the wing backs, aren't they?
Well, yeah.
So you go 3-5-2.
Yeah. Alderete, Paul, still not back in the team. Trauder is there. I mean, eventually, if we're going to stick with this 5 at the back, Alderete has to come back in and play that left centre back role, doesn't he? Surely.
Yeah, but you can't.
Yeah, he comes in for Gertrude. Sorry.
Yeah. What were you saying, Gav?
I was like, you can't drop the 3 that we've got there. I mean, they've played out of their skins the last couple of games.
Yeah.
Alderete's got to work his way back in. And hey, if there's a scuffle on the sidelines during the first half, then he can get involved.
Well, yeah, as you know, he got a red card for Paraguay against USA.
Did he?
Yeah. He wasn't even on the pitch. He was on the bench.
I think Sean was at that game.
Was he?
Oh, say that again. Ronaldo.
Yeah. What about what? Reynildo.
Yeah.
He was playing for Mozambique. But yeah, Alderete got like a red card for not being on the pitch. Basically stuck an elbow on someone. I think, Gav, you can tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, so USA Paraguay up in I think it was in New Jersey. 2 players clashed on the sideline and went off into the out of bounds. And as Alderete went in to clear it up, he just cleaned out the American lad. And then there was between all the players.
It's that Neanderthal forehead.
Neanderthal
forehead. Told you. He got a short fuse, that lad.
Well, yeah.
He must have a short fuse.
He has. Right then, I mean, Gav, on the last episode I did of the podcast, Martin, your mate Martin from Canada, Martin Bates, and Rado from the Bulgarian branch, they were telling me that perhaps they might take Lafay out, give him a bit of a breather. He's still in there today. I mean, are you happy to see him continue there for the time being?
I mean, I couldn't see why you would take Lafay out, to be honest. I mean, he's been pivotal in everything we've done. That's positive going forward. I mean, yeah, look, we've got Mundell coming back. You've got players like Adringa and Talby who can play in there, but no, if he's in form and he's playing well, you give him the start. And if he needs to come off after an hour, 70 minutes to take a rest, then you take a rest that way. I like to stick with as settled a squad as possible. My only concerns on this game is that both Xhaka and Siddiqui are on 4 yellows. And I'd hate to see them both get booked in the same game.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the talking points for later.
Paul,
sorry. Traore is still in there as well. He's a bit like Marmite, isn't it? You either like him or you don't. Thoughts on Traore? Is he the best option there for the minute?
Well, the alternative is we've only got one alternative. Mr. Talby.
Talby there, or you can play
on the wing,
right, or you can play Mayenda on the right. But I mean, Labrise doesn't seem to fancy them, does he not?
I don't mind. I've seen some things in Talby. Like I said, he's got this kind of funny thing where the ball sticks to his foot. Like he seems to get possession or retain possession when he really doesn't have the right to. So that he's got that. We may as well play him. I mean, Talby's very young, Adringa's very young, and he brought in on a free, wasn't he? Was he brought in on a free? Or is he a loan? What's his name? Bloody Traore.
Traore. He was 1.5 million for a 1-year contract.
Right. Just he's big, right? He's a presence. It's a presence up front, which is more than Talby and different players, right? So different players, different physique. Keep picking. You know, if he's having a stinker, you can always. He's shown. Labrise has shown that he's going to swap them out.
Mm-hmm. I think
even after 30 minutes.
I think Traore's biggest positive is the fact that he gets back and tracks back when we're not in possession. I think Talby and Adringa are both a little bit lax at that at the moment. They haven't got that in their game. And I think that Labrise sees that. And even if he's not as dynamic going forward, I think the fact that he's providing extra defensive cover is more important to at the moment.
But I think that's very surprising, well, because when I talked to Bastian, Dutch Sunderland fan who's also a fan of Ajax, he said that Traore is like basically on his day, he's got something that can unlock defences. He's really awkward, but he's very lazy. So I'm surprised that he's actually doing defensive work. But I do like him in the team. He's a very good option because, as I've said before, when he gets the ball, he drags 2 or 3 players wide onto him, creates the space in the middle, and I think he uses the ball quite well. He's not going to be a defender that beats loads of players like Lafay or Talby, but I think he uses the ball quite well. Right then, Paul, the forward, Wilson Isidore. He's still up there. He hasn't scored for a few games now. Brobby got the equaliser against Arsenal. Is Brobby breathing down his neck? Or not yet?
Tough one. I was going to say no, but then again, is that justified really? Because I don't really know what Brobby is. He's a target man. He's a deep line forward. What is he? I just don't know. I know what Wilson is. Wilson's the new Charlie. What's his name? One touch.
Charlie White.
One touch, goal. If it comes off, it comes off. If it doesn't come off, it doesn't come off. If he has, that's a bit unkind actually, because Wilson doesn't necessarily just need one touch. He hit 2 or 3, he can still score. And as everybody knows, on the internet, he's my favourite player, Mr. Isidore. What about Mayenda? Is he fit? Was he in the lineup?
No, he's on the bench, but the thing is that
He's on the bench.
He's out of favour. I mean, Gav, your thoughts on Isidore? I mean, should he be kind of like worried about his performances because Russia's breathing down his neck?
No, I think he's okay at the moment. I'm shocked that Miranda hasn't seen more playing time as he had a good start to the season. But no, I mean Wilson Isidor's looked good when he's come on. He's come close to scoring a few times. He had the offside goal against Arsenal disallowed. No, I think Isidore's done enough to be able to say, yeah, I'll continue. The only hope is that he doesn't change his international allegiances to Haiti and start to have a load of meaningless CONCACAF stupid games.
Yeah, that's another point I was going to mention, Gav. I mean, he's got a bit of a dilemma in his hands now, hasn't he? Because it seems that Haiti want him to play in the World Cup with him, but he's still, 25 years old, so he's still got a chance for France, potentially.
Nah,
no, you don't think so?
He's got as much chance of playing for France as I have my Drew Barrymore.
Right, you never know. I mean, is it that Mateta guy? Mateta from Palace. He's in the French national squad. I mean, is Wilson that much behind?
Yeah.
You think he is?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, look, he's been cracking for us. He's not a prolific goal scorer. He's not going to be a guy who gets you 20, 25 goals in a season. And the way that France play, I just don't see him fitting into that system. Now, could he change his game or could he adapt his game to the national team? Probably. But I don't think then he's going to be the same player that he is for us. And I think that takes away from what you've got with him. So I don't see him being a French international. I think if he wants to play in national competition, Haiti's his only real option.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've got comments in the chat. Andrew Hoff says Fulham have got some big boys in the lineup. Maybe the back five will tire them out when we hit them in with the finishes in the second half. Paul, is that the reason why we're going for a back five? Because they've got some big boys there. Have
they got some big boys?
They've got some big boys, yeah.
Go Fulham, go Fulham. I remember my mate Andy in Milton Keynes, Fulham fan, right? You know, and it's like he's a lovely guy, Cockney guy, kind of drunk that falls asleep at 9 o'clock. If they've got some big guys, okay, so we also have, and I'm not opposed to this five at the back. Look, we're doing very well. We're not going to start rocking up to other people's grounds with 3-3-3, 3-3-4, 4-3-4, or something like that, some variation. You know, we're still, it's not get too ahead of ourselves. We start with the back five. We see how it goes. We see if they're going to be taking the piss and pushing on us the entire time. And I think that's okay. Totally fine. We love the 4-4-2. We love the Phillips and Quinn era. But we're away from home. We need to know how they're going to get at us. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to focus down the left. They're going to focus on the right. What are they going to do? They're going to play through the middle. We will see. We can assess it. And then if things are going very, very well, we can change it up. We can change the formation. But if we're down with bloody five at the back, then that's different, isn't it? That means even that's not work. Then it's squeaky bum time, as I said.
Well, I mean...
So Alex Ferguson said...
Yeah, I mean, Fulham have got like 1 win in 6, so they do need a result. Their home form has been probably their strength. More than
they've lost 4 in the last 6.
Yeah. But I mean, their midfield too is Sander Berge and Alex Iwobi. I mean, they're quite tall. Harry Wilson, Josh King and Kevin. And then Raul Jimenez up front. I mean, that forward line, Gav, doesn't really worry me too much.
No, it doesn't. I mean, there's a reason why they're, 15th at the moment. And if you look at I saw an interesting stat of some of these teams like Forest, West Ham and Fulham from the turn of the year. Their form has been abysmal. So I think this should be a game where we should look to maximise our points, especially given that we've got the likes of Man City coming up twice in the next 8 games. We've got Liverpool, we've got the Scum. I think we need to pick up points where we can, because I think this is the hard part of the season for us, the run up from now to Christmas, where we're not going to pick up as many points as we have at the beginning 10.
Yeah. I mean, we've got 19 points after 11 games. We've got, 5 wins, 4
which is
draws and
amazing.
2 defeats, which is like, yeah, it is amazing. The tough run does come up now. And as we mentioned before, Paul, I mean, Granit Xhaka and Noor Siddiqui are 1 yellow card away from a 1-match suspension. I mean, with the games we've got coming up, we've got Bournemouth next at home. Then we've got, is it City and Liverpool, or one or the other away, both away, and then we've got the Mags. Do they just get a yellow card? Do they get a yellow card on purpose at some point, or do they just keep on going as they're doing?
Fulham, Bournemouth, Liverpool, City. Oh well, Siddiqui. All right, how far away is Habib from coming back?
Probably early December.
Shit.
Because of the options is basically like Dan Neil and then Chris Rigg.
Exactly, and it's like, yeah. This is it. I don't know. What do you do? Well, if one of them gets a yellow card, which you assume they will, because they're away from home, and we're the Northern Monkeys, aren't we? And they're going to be the Southern Softies. So they're going to give us the yellow cards in midfield. That's going to happen. And then what we don't want is both of them getting a yellow card. That's what we don't want. We want one of them's going to get a yellow card today. Score yellow card predictions, ladies and gentlemen. One of them's going to get a yellow card, and then Daniel's going to play because I think that's a sensible choice. And then we'll get Habib back. Look, it's going to take Habib, what, bloody 2 or 3 weeks to get back up to speed? 4. I mean, the team have already rushed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know. He had a bad injury. That was a bad injury, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he's still like a naturally fit guy. He had a pre-season. You know what I mean? Gav, on the Siddiqui and the Xhaka yellow card dilemma. I mean, those 2 players are the ones that we want for Newcastle, aren't we? Definitely.
Yeah, I'd say that let's get no bookings today. We'll let Siddiqui get booked against Bournemouth, and then Xhaka get booked against Liverpool, so that by the time the scum come around on the 14th, they're both back. Mm-hmm. And then we can take 4 points off them.
Yeah. Right, and I've got a comment here, Paul, for you in the comments here. It's from Mr. Craig Circle. That's my older brother, and he says, "Could Mr. G make any more noise?" And the answer is no. Right. So, Paul then, Granit Xhaka, he's our talisman, he's our leader, he's basically the glue that keeps the team together. This week, surprisingly, he was linked to Juventus. Juventus fan newspaper, whatever it was, fanzine, posted that the club are interested in buying them for 20 million in January. It seems to have been played down, but do you think Xhaka would up sticks already if that offer came in?
Yes.
Yeah, why?
I do. I don't have any. Well, what was the team he was at? Borussia Dortmund?
Leverkusen.
Okay. Doing well, probably happy, enjoying life. And mugged him off, mate, came to Sunderland. So no, these are modern day footballers. They'll go wherever they go, and that's it. There's no loyalty. If Tommy Watson buggers off within the first year, he's a professional and he's just scored a winning goal, I have absolutely no doubt that any of these professionals are going to bugger off at any point. And probably the Brie will be really hard to keep if we stay up, and we stay up like very surprisingly comfortably well on 50 points or something. We're going to have a hell of a job to keep Regis. Never mind the players. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gav, thoughts on that? On the Juventus?
I think listening to the Forza Juventus Twitter page is about as reliable as listening to half of these numpties on the Sunderland forums. I think it was a bullshit league. I don't imagine there was anything behind it. Especially as if Juve wanted him, they could have got him in the summer when we were in for him. And they'd have got him cheaper. Touching on the loyalty, I don't expect loyalty from footballers. You don't complain when your favorite checkout girl at Greg's leaves to go and work for someone else. So it doesn't bother me when football players leave. They have a finite amount of time in their career. And I love my footballers as much as I love the lass who gives me an extra cheeky steak bake when I order a few.
But Gav, do you think like Xhaka is probably a bit surprised about his own performances this season and the way he's played? Because he's
No,
still
I
a
think
3-year-old.
I think Xhaka understands where his game is. I think he understands what the leadership in the club wanted him to come in and do. From what I'm hearing, it's been all change at the behind the scenes as far as you got the youth team training with the first team. From what I hear, Xhaka knows all of the youth team now by first name, which I think maybe is something that we haven't done so well in the past. I think we've kind of split those up and kind of made it a reward. But I think by betting these younger kids in with the first team, seeing how they want them to play, understanding how someone like Xhaka leads a team and kind of influences everything from that position, can only be good for the team. I think Xhaka's doing exactly what he thinks he could have done.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Xhaka then, Paul, he compared Régis Lebris to the second Arsene Wenger. I think you can understand why, but I think Lebris is much calmer than Wenger. Wenger was always animated on the touchline. Lebris just looks like a nightclub bouncer, doesn't he, with his arms forward?
Yeah, interesting. Well, high praise, eh? High praise indeed, coming from him. And yeah, I gotta say, I am enjoying Lebris's interviews. Lebris. I'm enjoying the interviews more than I was 6 months ago. Fair enough. I mean, it's a second language, not his native language. And what an absolute bloody diamond we have managed to get there. I mean, people forget we were pissing around trying to get Will Still and some other guy. It was like he seemed like the third or fourth choice, didn't he? Lebris. And I'll be honest, I was like a bit like, meh. When we signed him, didn't know anything about him, and his team had just got relegated. What are you doing? That's what you're doing.
Just got relegated.
What are you doing? And then they spent 150 million on players. 150 million on players. Oh, that'll change it up then.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hardly blame them for them getting relegated. They had stripped his team completely and sold all of his talent. And Will Stills, from what I heard, Will Still was acting the big I am, making lots of demands from the leadership. So I understand why he didn't get the job. And looking at his Southampton and his stint when before Southampton, I can see why they decided not to. I think we escaped it there. But just as nobody knew who Wenger was when he came in the Premier League,
right.
I'm quite happy with what Lebris has done so far. Long may it continue. There is the worry, I think, as you mentioned earlier, that if a bigger club, and I'm using the parentheses where you can't see bigger club, were to get rid of a manager and they'll start to look at promising managers, I think Lebris would come towards the top of a lot of shortlists at the moment, and that is a worry. But I think just the way that Speakman and Dreyfus do with players, where they always know who they're lining up to come in for X, Y, and Z if they go, I think they'd have a good idea as to who they would want to follow the brief if that happened.
Yeah.
If he does really well and we finish well, Chelsea, Tottenham, maybe Man United, I think there probably would be inquiries made, wouldn't there? I mean, the guys just joined the team.
I don't see Chelsea ditching Maresca anytime soon. I mean, he's won
don't know anything about him.
Premierships. I think Frank's going to do a really good job at Tottenham. I don't see that being an issue for Tottenham. And I don't think he's a big enough name for Man United.
Yeah. Gav, just touching on the message there, you mentioned Greg's before. And you
I saw your brother's having a sausage roll.
He's having a couple of sausage rolls from Greg, so yeah. Anyway, listen, Lebris, I mean, what I like about him is that he's so very good at being able to separate like background noise and what's important. Because like if you ask him like about things that are out of his control, he just says, there's nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean? Like when the match starts, I'm on the touchline. It's the players. It's like I can't control what the players do on the pitch, and I think that's like a very common influence, isn't it, Gav? The way he just talks and just ignores anything that is out of his control. It's not his problem. And whereas other people, like I don't know, like some of us, we might get riled up about absolutely everything, and get angry and get frustrated and get annoyed. But he just basically brushes it off and says, "Listen, if I can control it, I will. If I can't control it, I'm not going to worry about it."
I mean, I think he's underplaying his role as manager and on the sideline a little bit there. Because I think if he can't control what's going on the pitch, there's no need for him to be at the sideline at all. I think he doesn't want to get involved in a lot of the histrionics like some of the managers will, with the screaming and the yelling. I don't see that. I think that's why he's got Xhaka. I think Xhaka's his on-field general who's going to make all of those calls. But if you look at the way that sometimes we've had a bad first half and we've come out and we've looked fantastic in the second half, I think his ability to be able to get his message across to players during the break has been really good this season. But you see when the players come into the sideline and are talking with him, you can see how that conversation, that pep talk has done so well for them. I'm struggling to find anything negative about this team at the moment, which kills me.
Yeah. You know, their strengths have turned up and they're ready to go. And it's like, I didn't enjoy the game because blah, 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 blah. I think they're brilliant, you know. Post-match, like, you just won 5-0. I didn't enjoy the 5-0 win because the 6th goal should have gone in. It was just allowed, you know. They're quality, those trades. They're quite funny. That was like that. That was one of them going.
So, Paul, are you a superstitious person by any chance or not?
Not even remotely.
Right, because Nick Barnes asked about a decision, rational sort of decision in the pre-match press conference, saying that traditionally the lads always kicked off, was it like attacking, defending the Roker end in the second half. But this season, recently, they've been doing the opposite. And he asked, is it like a kind of like a subconscious decision, or is he superstitious?
Is he run out of questions or something? I love Nick Barnes, by the way. I've always supported him. And then dickheads on the forum are like, hey, he's a southern bastard. Bollocks. No, Nick Barnes is class.
But do you think there is like something in that we are changing like the traditions, routines, or is it just like coincidence?
Is this something that was put to Labrie, the manager? I think he said piss off, basically, didn't he? He just stopped talking bollocks. That's my reply as well, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just,
Gav,
it's just bollocks, mate. Lots of bollocks.
Superstitious at all?
No, and I hate those questions. I hate anything that's not directly related to the game. So when you get these soft pitch questions like, oh, Regis, we've noticed that you had some, or when it was, what's his name? I can't think who the manager was when we had a mad. My mind's gone blank. Tony Mowbray.
Mad.
When they're talking about friggin' revels in the press.
Chocolates and sweets, Tony Mowbray. Sorry, Karen,
it's great that he loves a bag of revels and a Jaffa cake, but not to do with the match. Keep your shit based on the match and stop talking about shite. I was watching Formula One and watching their press conferences, and it's like, how do you like that? It's shit.
Yeah.
Like Michael Graham might disagree with me on that one, but
you're an F1 fan, Gav?
Well, listen, this is Michael Gray.
Are you an F1 fan?
Yeah.
I'm an F1 fan. I'm a McLaren man. I've always been a McLaren man.
Well,
different sport.
You mentioned there Mickey Gray, Gav. I mean, Mickey Gray is like the guy.
No, I mentioned Michael Graham.
Yeah. Michael Graham or Michael Graham.
Captain Fishface.
Graham. Okay. Right.
Yeah, that's him, Captain Fishface.
Michael Gray, but Michael Gray made a comment saying that he doesn't understand why Dan Ballard isn't getting picked for England when he's played about 20
mystery,
times.
Isn't it? But Mickey Gray's never been the sharpest tool in the shed.
He's saying that recently?
Yeah.
Mickey Gray. Sausage rolls.
Right.
Okay.
Gav, then, moving on. So, a couple of players are close to making their first team comeback. Romain Mundle and Dennis Serkin played for the under-21s. Do you see them pushing their way into the first team?
So, originally I did. I thought that Serkin would be our natural left-back. I thought that Ronaldo would be there as kind of cover. But the way Ronaldo started the season, I think Sarkin's really got to fight to get in the team. Given that we have no real naturally left wing player that Libri seems to trust with the game plan, I think Mundell has a better chance of making it in sooner rather than later. But if you look at it, I mean, both players from an impact perspective, when we got tired legs in the second half, where you can bring both of those on. Not only is I've got a lot of time for Stagg, I think he's a cracking defender, but I love the way he gets forward. And then unleashing Mundell on some of these mid-table teams with 20 minutes to go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them both play.
I mean, I think Mundell will be licking his lips because you can see that no one's really taken that left midfield spot, that left wing spot.
I mean, Lafay seems to have it as his own right now, but he's not a naturally left wing player.
But he's just a gap stopper, isn't he, surely?
I think my biggest concern for Lafay is when Diarra's back. I think that Labrie will revert to Siddiqui, Diarra, Xhaka in central defence. And then the question, well, where do you put Lafay? Do you play him as a attacking midfielder behind a lone striker? But then you lose some of the width. So interesting questions, and I mean, great problems to have. But yeah, 3 points against Fulham today. If we can get a point against Bournemouth, who are flying at the moment, next week, 4 points to end the month off, and then tin hats on and just let Liverpool and Man City go past, and then see where we are before we play the scum.
Mm-hmm. Well, while you're there, Gab, because Paul's making a sandwich or something, or wrapping something with fucking aluminium foil.
I think he's having an angry wank.
He's doing something, isn't he? Labrie got asked about a link to Matteo Guendouzi. Apparently, who's being linked. Is he? I think he's at Napoli now, or is he at Lazio?
He's at Lazio right now,
Lazio,
I think this is just lazy journalism. He's not having the season that he had last year with Lazio, so he's not getting the game time he was getting. And then because Labrie managed him at Lorient, I think so often you see this in modern journalism where it's like, oh, well, this guy's not doing what he's supposed to. He's probably not happy there. And this manager has him and he'd be back in the Premier League. So I think it's 2 and 2 is 6. And I'm not sure how much there is. I like the way Labrie addressed. He's like, yeah, we talk. He's a player that I've had in the past, but we have nothing in place to bring him in yet.
Yeah, he said it's too early, but he said there is a connection there. But I mean, you could have said the same thing about Lafay. I mean, no one expected us to sign Lafay in the Championship, but the Labrie's connection got that one over the line, didn't it?
No, I did, but I don't think Guendouzi's a player we need. I think he's going to be very much in the Siddiqui, Xhaka, Diarra role. Mm-hmm. And yeah, okay, Diarra could potentially be off to AFCON. Siddiqui's definitely off to AFCON. So I can understand kind of throwing a dart out there at the dartboard of players and going, oh, he might work for them. But given the teams we have during AFCON, if Xhaka's fit and not suspended and is playing, I think you bring in Dan Neil next to him. And yeah, Dan Neil doesn't have the experience, but I think Xhaka controls that midfield to the point where Neil will look fantastic in the Premier League, just because he's got such a calming influence next to him in Xhaka.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, Paul, are you still there or not? Have you finished whatever you were doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, right, you're fine. Right, so apparently the Stadium of Light's been getting a bit of a makeover this week. They've put letters, Sunderland Association Football Club, on top of the East Stand, and there's also a replacement of one of the big screens. I mean, fair play to the owners, because we've been saying for years that the Stadium of Light is looking a bit old and gritty and it needs brushing up a little bit. And fair play to Dreyfus and company, because they have done good investments, and they've made good investments, and also these things are what the fans want to see, and it makes them feel proud of their club.
Well, it's the second bloody home. Of course they're going to do that. You know, we don't live in Sunderland. We haven't lived in England for a long time, and that stadium is the church of their. If they ain't religious, that's the church they go to. And you're always going to have a problem with the seats, because they're going to get faded pink or, whatever it was. I mean, can you remember when the club was on its arse and they massively fucked up? quote unquote, sorry for my French. And it was, okay, we have massively screwed up. We are going to spend this much money on, like, they have the fans meeting with Dreyfus, and it might have been 18 months ago. I can't remember. Big meeting, big one. And it was, we're going to do this. There was a whole plan, and it was new speakers, new this, new everything. And that's probably what they've done. They're probably just going through that list, and it just happened to be that we got promoted. We didn't seem to be like we were going to get promoted, but we did. Going back to the fee, what the WTF moment, Dan Neil moment, middle of the pitch, pissing about last week, and he got dispossessed and they scored, Unbelievable. Let's not see that today. Thank you so much. Yes, no more of that, please.
No, yeah, I mean, Lafay did get caught, and you can see that he was absolutely gutted. And I think
sorry, I digressed. I digressed.
That's why
I was fucking fuming, man. I was like, oh.
Everywhere. But I mean, we had a warning.
I was hulking out, Lee. I was hulking out.
we had a warning just before that with Herr Trauder. He got caught on the ball as well. But I think, Lafay will be all right. On that note, then, Gav, out the improvements to the stadium. I mean, the concourse as well have been painted and decorated up with legends. Are you kind of buying into all that to feel closer to the club or to create a better atmosphere?
I mean, I live in Tampa, so for the most part, I couldn't care less. No, look, it's when you go to the match, it's nice to have a better feel to what's there. I think previous ownership had let everything kind of lapse. I think you look at. I think it started with Drummondville when they went out. I didn't see Short really do much to the infrastructure of the club. He threw money at the team, at the wrong players, and I don't blame Short for that. And then you bring in Methven and Donald, and I think they looked to strip the assets as much as they could. They picked up some cheap cast-off Man United seats, from what I heard, and then got fans to put them in like it was some team building kind of like, oh, look at the opportunity we're giving you. And it was just to save money. I think. You look at the money that's been spent by Dreyfus. He's moved the ticket office. He's created a much better, I think, location for the fan shop or the club shop in the old ticket office. You look at he's invested in the pitch. He's invested in the PA system. So now it doesn't sound like someone's playing their iPhone in a big bowl to give it sound. Yeah, look, I think he's spending the money well. I think he understands that the better match day experience he can give to fans, the more likely they are they're coming back. I mean, we know Sunderland fans are going to turn up when we're in the Premier League. But yeah, look, the Stadium of Light had started to get quite shabby for such a young stadium. And I think underinvestment in the infrastructure was to blame for that. And I like the fact that this owner at least has addressed that, and we seem to be moving in the right direction.
Long may it continue. Right, and Paul, then, on to the final word of today's game, then. Where's it going to be won, drawn, or lost? In which areas of the pitch do you think are the key for us? Because obviously we're going for the defensive lineup again. But do you think it's going to be so defensive?
Can I comment on the ground?
Go on, then.
Have they sorted out, do you remember for 5, 6, 7, not that I went, the catering situation, the shit flat beer, the crappy food, the overpriced, massively overpriced. Have they resolved that? Because you've been there recently, Lee. I haven't. You go to the game with your kids, for Christ's sake, you can't be doing that.
Well,
I think a pint is what, $6.50 for a pint?
And the father should be allowed to have a few pints and without costing him a bloody fortune. That's a working man's club. And you can monetize it and take the piss, fine, to a degree. But don't do that, because that's the Saturday. That's the whole working week up to that moment for the 2 hours. Dad wants 3 pints, 3 or 4 pints. He wants to buy the kids some crisps and bloody shit like that. Have they sorted it out? Have they changed the contractor? Charlie and Donald, right, brought in another team or something. I guess it's not another company, a catering company or something.
I suppose it couldn't get any worse, but I don't think it's got much better. You want to do
Sorry, right. Question. Lee, your question.
Hang on, because Gav, I think you wanted in about the pints and the
All
beer
right.
and all that.
So I saw that a pint 6.50. The Arsenal fans were over the moon that they were only paying 6.50 a pint. I think a lot of stadiums around the country, it's a lot higher. So I think from a Premier League average, we're doing very well with our food and our drink. Some of the like I see the halftime stand page on like the Bang Bang Korean chicken thing. We've got some really good food options there. Look, if you can't wait, if you don't want to pay for a pint, I don't think you should be drinking 4 pints at the match anyway. If you've got kids with you, but I mean, I try to avoid the bar area with Sunderland when I'm there. I'll drink beforehand. I'll drink afterwards. I have an old man bladder these days, so if I can avoid that one more trip to the bog, I will. But yeah, I think when I was home for my last match, which was last season, I had no problem with the prices. They seemed okay.
Well, I mean, the last time I was there was the Brentford game, and I missed like 5 or 10 minutes of the second half because half time I went to the bar, get a couple of hot dogs for my kids, and like she paid, she like took the money from my card, went to get a hot dog. She said, "Oh, got no hot dogs left." I said, like, "Okay, so what do you want me to do now?" She said, "Well, I can give you 2 Mars bars instead."
Oh, that's exactly what I want, love.
I said, "No, I'll have my money back, please." And he said,
yes.
My supervisor's not here. Let me go and call her. And it took 10 minutes for the supervisor to come. So I missed 10 minutes of the second half. And like they would just say, "Are you sure you don't want a Mars bar? We'll throw in a bottle of water as well." And I was like,
We'll put it in batter. We'll put it in batter, so it's more like a dinner than a candy sweetie thing. You know, it's more like a dinnery thing.
I think they are very cautious now with the amount of food that they bring in for the matches because it does go quick. But anyway, right, Gavin, I'm going to come to you on this first, then I'll come to you, Paul. Where's the match going to be won and lost today then?
So I think if we can cut out the mistakes that we had against Arsenal, I think there was a couple of times where we were underhitting passes or we were just holding on the ball a little bit too long, as you mentioned earlier, the fair holding on the ball for their first goal. I think that's it. If we can cut out the mistakes that we made against Arsenal, I don't think this Fulham team should offer us too much in the way of problem. My bigger concern is our scoring goals. I like Wilson as a door, but as I said earlier, he's not a 20-goal-a-season striker. So hopefully we can get a couple of chances. I like the threat we've been having with Dan Ballard off set pieces in the final third. So I think we win 1-0 with a Ballard goal.
Yeah. Paul, take yourself off mute and go ahead. Give us your final opinions.
It'll all come down, lads, to the length of the grass. As we saw behind the scenes SAFC video, 23 mil. 23 mil is optimal. It's optimal. That's the length of the grass at the Stadium of Light, right? So it'll all come down to the grass. Okay. And you mentioned Dan Ballard. Bloody hell. What's he worth now? 50 million? 45 million? I mean, he's a bloody gem. He's perfection, man. Perfection. Yeah, it's coming down to the grass, lads. That'll be a key thing, Lee, today, the length of the grass.
The length of the
grass.
And whether Fulham moved the sponsor boards in, so no
exactly.
His throw-ins in.
I don't think you got room
Shenanigans.
To move them anywhere. Craven Cottage is such a shitty little ground.
Yeah, it's a tight
ground. One thing I'm seeing is Fulham fans have put a whole load of posters up around the ground saying that they've been missing physicality and graft this season. Gaps in midfield, weak second balls, too soft in the tackle. I think if that's the Fulham that turns up today, they get turned over.
I mean, I'm looking at their team and I'm seeing like names that are just like names that have been around the Premier League for years and years that really haven't done a great deal. Like Harry Wilson, who's a decent player, but I mean, Jimenez, I think his best days are gone. Iwobi, Sesson.
I don't think Iwobi's had any good days, has he? I'm just saying that he's going to score 3 against us.
He was alright at Everton. I mean, Sander Berge, he was at Sheffield United and Burnley. Sessignon, he's been around since he was like 17, but do you know what I mean? So
Sessignon's never really kicked on from his Spurs days. And again, I think that was a mistake of a move that he made there. But yeah, I mean, they've got a whole lot of journeymen in there. I mean, Berger was good, but he's never really fulfilled the potential he had in the Premier League with Sheffield United. And if, as these Fulham fans are saying online, they've lacked physicality, I think the one team you can't do that against this season is us.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think like we shouldn't be worried if we can kind of like stay disciplined, stay compact, and play our game. I think we could comfortably get a 2-0 win.
But let's be honest, I still think a point at Craven Cottage is a good result.
Even though they're 15th.
Even though they're 15th, I think if we can pick up points away from home and wins at home, I think we only need another 16 points to be safe this season. So effectively, I think.
So is that going to be your prediction for today, Gav? A 1-1 draw? Or?
No, I said 1-0 with Dan Ballard scoring, but I'll be happy with a draw.
Right, or Paul, what about you? What's your final prediction? I better get it before I fall asleep.
I've had a few sherbets, Lee. I did think about it. Score prediction. I'm going to be bold. I hope we win 3-1.
3-1. Yeah, get that goal.
However that comes about, 3-1. All right. Yes, well, they'll get a lucky goal, and we'll score 3 worldies.
Okie dokie. Well, that's it for today then. So let's, we're 20 minutes away from kickoff. Let's all get the cans in. Paul, you stay off them for a while, mate. And
it's 9:38 in Thailand, baby. I started at 6. I'm here for the, I'm here to be the whatever. All right, go on.
Anyway, listen, thanks for coming on, lads, and I will see you again soon. How are the lads?
Cheers, Lee.
How are the lads?
Cheers, mate. Cheers, lads.